That wasn't just play. Today, you can actually build it. From towering skyscrapers to bridges connecting communities, the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 66 turns childhood dreams into rewarding careers. We offer better benefits, retirement plans, and a safer work environment. If you can dream it, you can build it. Learn more at iuoe66.org.
Pirates baseball has been brought to you by AHN, official medical provider of the Pirates, caring for you through every win, every loss, and every moment in between. NSS Life. For low-cost life insurance and high-yielding annuities, it's NSS Life, where family matters. Sheetz, the official convenience store of the Pirates. Why the Sheetz not? Get a snack after the game. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. SeatGeek, official ticket marketplace of the Pirates. Pittsburgh Brewing, makers of Iron City and IC Light. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pirates. Highmark, proud to support Pirates everywhere, from home base to home away from home, because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Number 1 Cochrane, Club One Rewards. Join for free today to earn points and save on every service visit. Ford, the official truck of the Pirates. And by PNC, brilliantly boring since 1865. And a walk-off defeat for the Pirates. The Cardinals, Ivan Herrera hitting a 3-run home run off Mason Montgomery in the bottom of the 10th to win it. The Cardinals win 9-6 and are now 4.5 games ahead of the Pirates by virtue of winning all 5 games this season against the Pirates. We'll check the scores throughout baseball right after this here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the PM team.
He won the first Royal Rumble. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's one of the great wrestlers of all time. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Can I get one more USA chant on the way out?
Well, we got to do a hole, brother. That's what we're going to do. And if you guys are going to hole like you mean it. So 1, 2, 3, ho!
Say Hacksaw.
That's some good hoeing.
The PM team at 2 p.m. live and local.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Get 2.99% APR or $2,000 bonus cash on a Hyundai Elantra or lease for $89 a month. Proud partner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Offers end June 1st. Call 202-929-0073 for details.
At Giant Eagle, we're focused on quality, freshness, and all your favorites. Because meals bring us together. Because recipes keep traditions alive. Because the right ingredients make it or break it. Because being part of the neighborhood matters. Because what we pick up at the store is what we bring into our lives. At Giant Eagle, we're always going for better to bring you the best. Because it matters.
For the guaranteed lowest prices on top mattress brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Purple, shop the home team. Levin, the latest and greatest sleep science. Advanced cooling, pressure relief, or total body support. Better sleep begins in Levin. Plus, get free next day white glove delivery. And with the best financing options, there's a mattress to fit your budget. And only Levin will double the manufacturer's warranty. So you can buy with confidence at Levin Furniture and Mattress.
The Pirates have lost 4 in a row, and now all 5 meetings this season with the Cardinals as Ivan Herrera hits a 3-run walk-off home run in the 10th. 9-6 Cardinals, the final here tonight. Our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by AHN, official medical provider of the Pirates, caring for you through every win, every loss, and every moment in between. Rangers leading at the Rockies 10-0 in the 8th inning. The A's have a 6-1 lead at the Angels in the 4th. Mariners won, White Sox 0, 4th inning in Seattle. Through 4 in San Diego, the Padres have a 4-2 lead over the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks trailing at home 3-1 to the Giants in the 5th. Atlanta wins 8-4 in Miami. And the Rays prevail over the Orioles 4-1. The Reds are winners. They will leapfrog the Pirates in the standings by virtue of their 4-1 win over the Phillies. Reds win in Philadelphia. Chase Burns is 6-1. The Guardians with a 4-3 win at Detroit. Colin Holderman wins in relief for Cleveland. The Nationals 9, Mets 6. The final 2 home runs for Bo Bichette. And the Yankees with a 5-4 home win over the Blue Jays. The Red Sox beat the Royals in Kansas City 7-1. Astros a 2-1 win at Minnesota. The Brewers go to 28-18. They win at the Cubs 5-2. Jacob Misiorowski is 4-2. And here tonight, a 3-run home run by Ivan Herrera in the bottom of the 10th inning. That makes the Cardinals winners 9-6 here tonight. We'll take you back through the game coming up next right here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
That sound, that's home. When you're watching the Bucks, you don't reach for just any beer. This is Pittsburgh. We show up for our team, and we stand by our own. If you want to hit a home run in your town, drink local. Iron City Beer, brewed here since 1861. A true fan favorite. We're cracking IC Light. Clean, crisp, and built for game day in the new Stargell Stars can. So next time you're in the stands, ask yourself, are you drinking for some other city, or are you drinking for your town? It's your town, it's your team, it's your Iron City and IC Light. Iron City Beer and IC Light. Proudly Pittsburgh.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
We're back on the postgame show from St. Louis. Pirates battle back late, but it's the Cardinals winning 9-6 here tonight. Let's take it back through the game now. And the Cardinals got off to an early lead. J.J. Weatherholt grew up in Mars, putting the Cardinals in the lead with a 2-run home run off Mitch Keller. That came in the 3rd inning. And the Cardinals led 2-0. They'd had a run on a double play ball. Pirates traded 2 outs for a run in the 4th. It was 3-0 St. Louis. But the Pirates would come back in the 5th inning. And in that 5th, a couple of singles to start. Brandon Lau and Jared Triolo. Walk to Nick Gonzalez, setting up Brian Reynolds later in the inning. Here's Brian Reynolds. Swing, fly ball, deep left of center. Scott racing back on this one, and it'll hit the foot of the wall, backed up by the left fielder Church. Triolo already in. Gonzalez will come in to score. It's a 2-run double for Brian Reynolds, and he ties the game 3-3 in the 5th. Marcell Ozuna would work a walk, and then would put 2 on for O'Neill Cruz. Cruz, a base hit his last time up. The pitch. Hit on a line to right. They had him played way off the line. It's down for a hit. Touching third, Reynolds. He'll come in to score. Throw comes into third, and Ozuna will get it standing. Back to throw to second, and Cruz is in there safely as well. He knocks in the run, and the Pirates have the lead in St. Louis. 4-3 here in the 5th. O'Neill Cruz with the big hit. Yeah, good all-around game for Cruz. So back-to-back run-scoring hits after 2 men were out for the Pirates, and assuming a 4-3 lead in the 5th inning for Mitch Keller. He protected that lead with a scoreless 5th inning, and then in the 6th, with a man on and 2 out, he would give way with the lefty batting Nolan Gorman up. Evan Sisk was brought in, and Sisk allowed a 2-run home run to Gorman, giving the Cardinals the lead back. It was the first extra base hit by a lefty batter that Evan Sisk had ever allowed in the major leagues. It would stay 5-4 until the Cardinals would take the lead, or I should say extend their lead. In the 8th inning, Brandon Beddois was left in for the lefty Burleson, and Burleson homered off Beddois, would get the final 3 outs of the inning and made it 6-4 St. Louis. And that was the Cardinals' 3rd home run tonight. The Pirates, in no game this year had they allowed 3 or more home runs in any game so far this year. The latest into the season, the Pirates had prevented 3 or more home runs in a game since 1989. So they would stay 6-4 until the 9th, when the Pirates would get the leadoff man on. Nick Gonzalez with a base hit, then Connor Griffin hit with a pitch. Brian Reynolds hit with a pitch. And with the bases loaded, Marcell Ozuna ground into a double play. They would score a run, but now 2 outs and a man at third. Cruz would work a walk, and they would put 2 on for the pinch hitter, Spencer Horwitz. The pitch. Swinging a line drive into left. That's down for a base hit. He's tied the game. Spencer Horwitz comes through on the first pitch with a game-tying 2-out RBI single, 6-6 in St. Louis. Horowitz now 3 for 7 this season as a pinch hitter. Gregory Soto came on for the bottom of the ninth and struck out the side to take us to extra innings. The Pirates could not convert the automatic runner. They have scored him 56% of the time this year. Cardinals, on the other hand, coming in at 6-1 in extra innings. They can have converted 80% of the automatic runners, and they did again tonight. Victor Scott the second, and then the base hit by J.J. Weatherholt put 2 on for Ivan Herrera, who struck a 3-run home run to left field off the reliever Mason Montgomery. The Cardinals hit 4 home runs tonight. The Pirates had not allowed more than 2 in any game this year. And the Cardinals go on to win 9-6 in 10 innings. The Cardinals now 7-1 in extras, and have won all 5 meetings against the Pirates this season. We'll give you the final numbers as we wrap it up from St. Louis after this message here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
As the official bank of the Pittsburgh Pirates, PNC knows that everyone gets excited about different parts of baseball. Some fans love home runs. PNC likes a well-executed sacrifice bunt. Others love sliding catches. PNC prefers pop-ups caught with 2 hands. But everyone loves getting discounts on tickets and merchandise with the Pittsburgh Pirates PNC Bank Visa debit card. Learn more at pnc.com/Pirates card. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC. Visa is a registered trademark of Visa International Service Association and used under license.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2.
I enjoyed life on the road. I was young and foolish then, Bob. Young and single. It's great.
Oh, there's a story or two there. He brought that up.
No.
He brought that up. Got some money in my pocket. He's a dangerous man because he's got some money in his pocket, Joe Starkey. On the road, single boy. I see where you're going.
No, that wasn't where I was going.
No, it was. Your mind took you there.
The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Join us at PNC Park on Sunday, May 31st, as the Pirates take on the Minnesota Twins at 1:35 p.m. for an action-packed family fun day. Get to the ballpark early to enjoy the Family Fun Zone on Federal Street, presented by C&M Play Studio. Plus, all kids 14 and younger will receive a set of kids trading cards thanks to Number 1 Cochran. Plus, stick around after the game for Kids Run the Bases, presented by Chicken of the Sea. Get your tickets now at pirates.com/Family Fun Days.
Don't miss the Pirates' first pitch when you reserve parking in advance with Park Mobile. Fans can now reserve parking before games to guarantee a spot at PNC Park. Book your spot at pncpark.parkmobile.io. You can filter parking lots by specific needs like covered parking, handicap, and oversized vehicles. So the next time you cheer on the Pirates at home, reserve a parking spot in advance for a winning game day experience. Park Mobile, a smarter way to park.
The final in 10 innings tonight, the Cardinals 9 and the Pirates 6. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here on the Pirates Radio Network.
HD1 Pittsburgh.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
Tonight's finals for the Cardinals, 9 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors and 3 left. The Cardinals are 28-19. For the Pirates, 6 runs on 12 hits, no errors, 11 men left. The Pirates were 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position. They are 24-24, back to even. The winner is George Soriano. He's 2-0. The loss to Mason Montgomery, he's 1-1. Time of the game, 3 hours, 1 minute, 22,958 on a Tuesday night here in St. Louis, Missouri. So game 2 tomorrow, the Pirates will try to win their first game of the season against the Cardinals, and it will be Carmen Mlodzinski for the Pirates. The first look at Michael McGreevy for the Cardinals will come on the air at 7:20 tomorrow night. It's a 7:45 first pitch from Busch Stadium. Thanks again to Michael Langston, our producer-engineer with us here in the booth, and to Mike Kravitz back at our network control center. And for my partner, Matt Capps, my name is Joe Block, repeating the final score here tonight. In 10 innings, it was the Cardinals 9 and the Pirates 6. So long and good night from St. Louis. This has been a presentation of the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
AHN video visits are a great way to get fast care from real experts. So before you look up what treats wasp stings, stop searching and start an AHN video visit anytime. Go to ahn.org/video visit.
Sports Radio 93. 93.7 The Fan, the PM team.
You like that song Love and Marriage from Married with Children?
Yeah, it's a good song.
And they go together like a horse and carriage.
Can you finish it?
This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah! Let's go.
You can't have one without the other.
Your dad loved that show, didn't he?
It's like his all-time favorite. I think loved implies that he no longer loves it. His all-time favorite character.
The PM team at 2 p.m.
This season, every Pirates home run does more than light up the scoreboard. It helps fight hunger. Through Home Runs for Hunger, Sheetz will donate $200 for every homer hit at PNC Park to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Get loud, buccos. Every Sheetz shot helps provide meals to our neighbors in need.
This is going to do it. This game is over. Should be the ball game.
You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network. Today's game on the Pirates Radio Network has been brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Caring for you through every win, loss, and every moment in between. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Sheetz, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Why the Sheetz not? Get a snack after the game. Pittsburgh Brewing Company. Pittsburgh Brewing, makers of Iron City and Icy Light. Ford, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Pirates. NSS Life, for low-cost insurance and high-yielding annuities, it's NSS Life, where family matters. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Highmark Health. Highmark is proud to support Pirates everywhere, from home base to home away from home, because life. Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And by PNC. PNC, brilliantly boring since 1865. You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been presented by ZipRecruiter. Find out why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/team.
The ball game is over, and this game is over, and the ball game is over.
Now, it's time for your reaction on the Pirates Fan Reaction Show. The Og Murphy and Prikoski Fan Reaction Show is presented by Van Handel Cleaning and Restoration and is brought to you by Bellman Electric, Sir Grout, Hampton Beer Outlet, Guardian Protection, NJM Insurance, Keystone Custom Apparel, Veteran Basement Waterproofing, Zero Res Commercial Cleaning, and Og Murphy and Prikoski Law Firm. We're all in.
And this will do it, and the ball game is over.
The Fan Reaction Show is on. Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
0-2, swing deep, fly ball, that'll do it. That's going to get out of here. That's a long home run to the back of the bullpen. It's a 3-run walk-off home run for Ivan Herrera, and the Cardinals deflate the Pirates 9-6 in 10 innings.
And it's a 4th straight loss for the Pirates, who are now a 500 club at 24-24, 11-11 on the road. They're 0-5 against the St. Louis Cardinals. Pirates fall 9-6. They fall down 3-0, claw their way back in to take a 4-3 lead, only for a questionable managerial decision in the removal of Mitch Keller against the left-handed hitting Nolan Gorman in that 6th inning, which Evan Sisk serves up a go-ahead 2-run home run. Pittsburgh, after falling down 6-4, is able to claw back, tie the game in the 9th inning, only to lose it in 10. Welcome in. Post-game coverage from Og Murphy and Prikoski, presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Dan Zangerly. Taking your calls at 412-928-9370. Hearing from Don Kelly. A lot to ask of the Pirates manager because this one, it just stunk. It felt like the Pirates fumbled this thing away, though the Cardinals hit 4 home runs in this one, most certainly. Pirates out-hit the Redbirds by 3. They had 17 at-bats, did Pittsburgh, with runners in scoring position to St. Louis's 5, just to show you the power of the home run tonight. Nevertheless, no less frustrating as the Bucks, again, have dropped their 4th consecutive game. This one just felt like it was fumbled away, that it otherwise could have been in the Pirates' pocket. But we'll discuss it, kick it around. Everybody's probably got an opinion, a thought on it, and we urge you to weigh in on it. Veteran Basement Waterproofing in Bethel Park brings us Matt Capps. He's at the scene of the crime, if you will, in Busch Stadium. Capper, what do you make of this? Does it have that feeling of, well, it got away, shouldn't have lost this game, or was it, St. Louis just outplaying Pittsburgh, you think?
I think a little bit of both. The Pirates certainly had opportunities, 3 for 17 on the night with runners in scoring position. It's hard to win ball games when you have that many opportunities and you don't capitalize. None more prominent really there than in the 10th inning, not being able to get the ghost runner or the extra runner, whatever you call it, off of second base. That really hurt. So just the one big inning for the Pirates in the 5th inning where they were able to do something, but had opportunities in the 3rd, had an opportunity in the 7th, again in the 9th to do more damage than they did in the 9th inning. Just not quite enough.
Nolan Gorman coming into the game, 6 hits, 25 at-bats against Mitch Keller, 4 for extra bases, 3 had left the yard. Against Keller in the game today, 0 for 2, a fly to right, and a double play. Keller's at 83 pitches. He has the lead. He's the veteran, opting to match up left-on, left-on. Kelly going with Evan Sisk. Sisk gives up the left-on-left home run. Matt, 3rd time through the order for Keller. Opposition hits 304. It gets worse, as it does with every pitcher. 127 first time through, 250 second time through, batting average against, and then 304 third time through. This would have been the 3rd at-bat against Gorman. Kind of laid out the scenarios. Were you surprised that Mitch Keller, after 83 pitches, the veteran, was pulled?
A little bit, but then on the same hand, not at all. I mean, you just justified right there why they made the move to go to Evan Sisk to face Gorman there in the 6th inning. In Keller's last start, he only threw 80 pitches. So being at 83, he certainly had more in the tank. You could tell he was frustrated. He wanted another opportunity. But you have to look at historical numbers as well. And then not only Mitch Keller and Nolan Gorman historical numbers, but Evan Sisk. That's the first time in Evan Sisk's career that he's given up an extra base hit to a left-handed hitter. So, it's one of those things that if they had left Keller in and Gorman got a base hit or did damage against Mitch Keller, we're all screaming and yelling. I mean, you've got Sisk up in the bullpen, or he's available in the bullpen. Why are you not making the move? So, not going to second-guess Donnie on that decision at all. I guess if you're going to look at anything, you got to look at the pitch. Sisk running his 2-seam fastball was trying to go away against Gorman right there. That's a better situation. If memory serves me, he was ahead 0-1 to go with the breaking ball and try and get him to chase. Or if you're going to run the 2-seamer in that situation, run it in on the plate. And I understand guys miss spots and things like that, but it looked like the plan was to try to run the 2-seamer away, and it just ran back over the middle part of the plate, and, Gorman did what he does.
You look at, as Matt Capps is with us, by the way, some of the situational at-bats here, Matt, there's a lot to be desired. Marcell Ozuna, it's a tough one. You get the bases loaded, 9th inning, nobody out, you hit into a double play. He strikes out in some critical situation. I mean, not to pick on Ozuna. I mean, there's a number of key at-bats here that you could just pick one out of a hat where the Pirates didn't execute, which really makes this all the more infuriating of a loss.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, like I said, 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position. That's you just can't consistently win ball games when you don't take advantage of situations more consistently, and they made some good pitches, but the Pirates also, swung out of the zone a little bit. It's just, you got to take advantage of opportunities when they're in front of you.
Yeah, 9 strikeouts against Matthew Liberatore as well. 6 times through the first turn of the order, which
career high
as well.
Career high for Liberatore, and he didn't even get through 5 innings and was able to get that many punch outs.
Yeah, that's this one's tough. I don't know. Hard giving the Cardinals credit with this one. Maybe I'm just being maybe I'm just being a sore loser tonight. But this is a game that you got to win. I think against the Cardinals, with this matchup, yep. Mitch on the mound, and too many things going for the Pirates to flush this one away. Start off 0-1 on the trip.
Yep, no doubt. I completely agree. And after the Cardinals were able to sweep the 4-game series on the homestand a couple of weeks ago, they needed to answer with this first one tonight, for sure. I agree with you there.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll catch up with you tomorrow and see if the Pirates can get out of this funk, because they're in jeopardy of falling below 500 for the first time in a long, long time, Matt, and that would not be good, especially the way the rest of the division is going. So.
Yep, no doubt. All right, Dan, have a great night, buddy.
All right, there you go. Matt Capps, 9-6, extra innings, Pirates fall Yeah, this is a bad one. Lot to kind of dice up here. I understand the numbers, and Matt, put the cherry on the top with the Evans Fisk matchup going left on left. And again, it sticks in my craw, even though data and managing out of a binder, right, for, the optimum matchups on paper are one thing. And then there's, reality, real life, regardless of what data objectively says, and I understand it. I agree with it most times. I embrace it. I just presented a lot of it to you. Donnie did it with Brandon Lau. Left-on-left matchup earlier this year. He goes to a rookie unproven in Nick York. York hits into a double play, blows up the inning, okay? I understand the career numbers, which are okay. Not necessarily great, not necessarily a world beater as Gorman against Keller. Keller's got him out plenty of times. 3 homers, 4 extra base hits, that's a lot, but he was 0 for 2 against Keller tonight. Sisk, as Matt said, had not given up a left-on-left extra base hit in his career. But I just can't get over the fact of pulling a veteran, proven, all-star right-hander for, while a, yes, very successful and effective lately, unproven, and he still may be a qualifying rookie for all we know, in Evan Sisk. That's the safe way out. You hide behind the matchup, you hide behind the data. But the point is, you're still hiding behind it. You're managing to justify something in a situation. You're managing to cover your tail. And that's what every manager in baseball does in this day and age. Derek Shelton did it. Heck, Clint Hurdle was a by-the-book guy, despite, being a relic and a throwback in comparison to the last 2 Pirates managers. And we've heard it time and time again. You hear the rhetoric, the game plan, the matchups, and I don't know how much any of you are out there listening to opposing manager press conferences, or, as you watch games of other teams that don't include the Pirates, and you hear what managers say after the game. They all speak the same. They're all doing the same things. It's the way of the baseball world. This isn't necessarily a Pittsburgh-centric thing. And I'm in no way trying to position this or excuse this away. I'm more so lamenting where we're at as a baseball society and where the game is going. That, we could talk about Jim Leyland being a mentor and having a great impact on Don Kelly's career, or being breakfast buddies with Derek Shelton when he was the Pirates manager. But there is nothing at all that resembles Jim Leyland in that dugout. It is all by the book and then some. It's deep into the binder. It's deep into matchups. It's deep into a CYA managerial style that is just hard to watch. Where's the trust in the veteran? Where's the trust in the veteran? I guess, where are the cracks in the dam? And I'm trying to see it Don Kelly's way, and we're going to hear from him coming up. The numbers, again, here are the numbers, and I'll read them to you, and I'll prove myself wrong. First time through the order. Again, opponents are hitting 127 off of Keller. That jumps almost 125 points the second time through. That jumps over 50 points the third time through. And I gave you the numbers. Keller has been taken deep 3 times by Nolan Gorman. Tying runs on first base with 2 outs. Pirates have a 1-run lead. But Keller's at 83 pitches. And let's talk about what you do in taking the veteran out in that moment. Even if Sisk gets the out left on left. It didn't at all appear that Keller was in favor of the move, and I'd be curious to hear what he has to say about it. If you don't trust Mitch Keller, who do you trust if you're a manager? And what kind of impact is that going to have on your clubhouse, on your relationship with an individual? Say what you want about the matchups, hide behind all of this, and do it just, well, I've got my paper trail here. It didn't work, but A, B, C, D, and E. I'm going to state my case, and I made my move because of this. And data has become a coat of armor that managers and coaches, not in baseball, but in all sports, that they love to cloak themselves with so they could take it to the post-game press conference podium and hide behind it. That's what Don Kelly's going to do. I haven't heard the press conference, but we know that's what he's going to do. That's why they do it this way. They being the Pirates, they being any other manager, any other coach, they hide behind it. There's nothing that says just let it eat, trust the veteran. I mean, think about it. If we're not trusting veteran pitchers anymore, we're not trusting our longest tenured players anymore. The guys that have earned it, that deserve it, the leash, the rope. What's it good for, right? That's the whole point. Equity. Who has it? Does anybody anymore? Brandon Lau didn't have it a month ago. I mean, what do you got to do? Mitch Keller didn't have it tonight. And that's how you lose guys. That's how disengagement manifests. Walking off the mound after he gives the ball to his manager, really in a catatonic state of disbelief. I don't want to speak for him, but body language sometimes says more than what his post-game press conference is going to say. The camera panning on him, walking down the dugout. Keller, somewhat cognizant of it, tries to stop his head from moving left to right as he shakes it in disgust and utter disbelief that he, an all-star, a big leaguer on this club, this organization, with a long-term contract being paid millions of dollars for a long time, could not be trusted because the manager wanted to hide behind a matchup. The manager looked into the binder, said, this is the way to go. I'm going paint by numbers. I mean, that is insulting to a veteran player. It really is. Think about it. I mean, apply it to your workplace. When times get tough, does your boss, does your manager, do they stick behind you, or do they send you down the river? And do they take the easy way out? Do they look out for themselves? Do they cover their own behind? I mean, the answer is the latter nowadays. But what does that do? It fractures relationships. It rocks a clubhouse. It takes a win, the coveted win, away from a veteran starter. So what am I getting at here? What's the point? We, as a baseball society, need to wake up. We really do. And it's hard to watch. Your fan base is infuriated. If the ever dangerous Twitter litmus test is anything indicative to the populace, I would think in this particular instance it's pretty indicative and accurate. But, I sit here shaking my head. I mean, it's just not the way that it used to be, and I'm not trying to be old man, get off my lawn, and back in the day, the good old... It's a plague on baseball, and I wish managers of all forms, of every team, would keep the dorks out of their dugout. Get the dorks out of the dugout. They have their place. They have value. I don't belittle their work. Their work is meaningful. It's impactful. But it has its place. And their lane is that lane. It's providers of information. It's illuminating information. It's a tool in a manager's toolbox. You're not the mechanic. You can be the architect. You haven't been in the throes. You haven't sat at Leland's hip in your career. You haven't played the game. You haven't played every position. Don Kelly, just like every other manager, is handcuffed and under a great deal of duress to go by the data, the analytics, the research, the development. It's a collective decision. It's a baseball operations decision. And it's one thing to be stubborn in your approach. It's just another thing to be just stubborn. We're going to match up because we match up, and we match up because we match up. Or you could trust your veteran. The guy that has been in the battlefield, the guy that has been on the precipice of a DFA, the guy that has hung on as a thread, that's reinvented himself, that's seen rock bottom, that's pulled himself up by the bootstraps, that is a walking, talking quality start, that has been in every situation known to mankind in a baseball game, more so than anybody on this staff. He has more airtime, more time in the cockpit than anybody. And he gets yanked for a rookie? And you cost him a win? Like, man. And again, this says nothing to the 17 at-bats with runners in scoring position. It says nothing about the absolute albatross that hit fourth for you tonight. That in and of itself is a disaster. That $12 million calamity. That's a topic maybe for another segment tonight. I mean, first and second, third inning, you don't score. Leadoff single in the 8th inning, you don't score. You don't get the ghost runner off of second base in the 10th inning. This is bad baseball. They're playing some bad baseball, and they're throwing gasoline on it with some bad decisions. This game has been played a certain way for a long time, and there are some arrogant SOBs that have infiltrated it, and they have absolutely poisoned it. And I think this is a great example as to how this disease has spread. Because this is a game that easily is won. But you overthink it, you overmanage it, and you flush it away. You're now 0-5 against your division rival. You're very, very average. You're 24-24. Don Kelly's 82-88. 6 games under 500 as Pirates manager. Demand more, demand better. All right, and state your case. Brought to you by Hampton Beer Outlet at 412-928-9370. State your case because a case of 30 cans of Busch Light costs just $19.99 at Hampton Beer Outlet. I could use a dozen. We'll be back on our Og Murphy and Perkowski fan reaction show after these messages. We'll hear from Don Kelly, Mitch Keller, among others, and most importantly, you, on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hey, want to do dinner with us tonight?
I don't know. The kids just left. I think we're just going to stay in tonight.
Oh, come on. Don't miss out again.
Miss out on what?
Catching up with friends. The sounds of winning. Celebrations. Endless laughs. And memories they'll never forget. Don't just hear about the fun. Time moves fast, so go have it. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
Pros,
Save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
After an accident, you need an injury attorney who fights for you. Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski are ready to take on the insurance companies and win you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM. Ogg, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
There's electricity in the crowd, but when you have electrical problems, you need a family-owned business you can trust. Call Pellman Electric. Pellman Electric has been in business for over 25 years, and their qualified electricians can handle any project. Residential or commercial, outlet repairs in your house, to completing a high-rise office building, Pellman Electric will tackle any job. And if the power goes out, Pellman offers generator installation services. Visit them at pellmanelectric.com. You depend on electricity, depend on Pellman.
When their world isn't safe, they need someone to notice, to wonder and worry, to be their voice. If you suspect child abuse in any way, report it. You can be their hero. Your call can change their world.
Report suspected abuse by calling 1-800-932-0313 or visit keepkidssafe.pa.gov for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
When a family is going through a hardship, life can change fast, and keeping a child in hockey can become out of reach. The Assisted Goals Foundation helps to provide funds for those who need it. We believe that every player deserves a shot at their dreams regardless of financial circumstances. With scholarship applications opening this June, your support right now can make all the difference for families in need. Join us in making hockey accessible for all. Visit assistedgoals.org to donate today. That's assistedgoals.org.
Family-owned D'Amelio Heating and Cooling services heating, cooling, commercial refrigeration, and tap beer systems. D'Amelio services all brands and provides 24-hour service. D'Amelio's Heating and Cooling is a Carrier Factory certified dealer. D'Amelio Inc. is a family-owned Pennsylvania heating and air conditioner contractor invested in providing you with the very finest strategies, heating and cooling systems at reasonable cost. D'Amelio 724-838-9360.
Sir Grout Pittsburgh specializes in hard surface restoration. Whether it's tile or grout cleaning and sealing or natural stone restoration, Sir Grout will transform and renew floors, kitchens, foyers, mudrooms, bathroom showers, and countertops. They can restore the beauty and luster of natural stone with polishing and preventative stain sealant processes. Sir Grout trained technicians can even change the grout color to update the area's look and style. Call 412-960-6310 now to book your appointment.
When disaster strikes your home or business, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration of Pittsburgh is ready to help. Our certified team handles everything from emergency cleanup to full reconstruction, working directly with your insurance to make the process simple. Available 24/7, we respond fast and restore your property with care, honesty, and experience you can trust. Visit panhandlecr.com. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, restoring Pittsburgh's peace of mind.
Catastrophic injuries bring emotional strain, physical pain, and financial stress. You don't have to face it alone. Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM today. Ogg, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Now back to more of the Og Murphy and Prikoski Reaction Show on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
10-inning, 9-6 loss. Pirates fall down 3-0, climb back, score 4 in the 5th inning. They lead 4-3, and they give it right back in the 6th inning. 2-run home run. Evan Sisk serves it up after Mitch Keller was pulled after just 83 pitches. We're going to hear from Don Kelly before we open up the phone lines. The lines are packed, and it's 11:30 at night, and there's going to be a lot of tossing and turning. People with their blood pressure up. I'm right there with you. This was bad stuff. But first, before we knock on the skipper's door with fire and pitchforks, let's at least give him an opportunity to state his case. So here's Pirates manager Don Kelly after the 9-6 extra inning loss to the St. Louis Cardinals to send Pittsburgh to a 4th consecutive defeat.
TK, I know a little bit of a frustrating ending after you guys had to keep fighting back. So what did you make about how this one unfolded at the end?
Yeah, tough loss to come back from the 3-0, go up 4-3, and then to come back in the 9th there, have a chance to win. Obviously, tough loss.
What would you like to see more consistently throughout the game with the at-bats to bring guys in and keep the offense going like it was in the 5th?
Yeah, you know what? Early on, I thought that we maybe didn't have success against Libertor. Found a way to scratch and claw and push some runs across there. I think that as we go, we've talked about it when we have put up some runs in one game as we come through with runners in scoring position, and we did a few times tonight. We just need to continue to grind and continue to come up with the big hit with the guys on.
What factored in the decision to take Mitch out there in the 6th and then to give Evan in that situation?
Yeah, just Gorman has had some success against Mitch, and getting in Sisk has been so good for us. I mean, coming in, hadn't given up a home run to a lefty, and just like the matchup there with Sisk in that moment didn't work out. But
Donnie, they hit 4 home runs tonight. I know they're all different, but was it pitch execution, location? What did you see?
I'm not sure yet. We'll go back and look at it after the ball that Burleson hit. I know that one was up out of the zone, so really don't think that that wasn't didn't seem like it looked like he was trying to go up there, but we'll have to go back and look at him.
Donnie, when relievers are struggling, is there consideration to let your starters go a little bit longer and try and push them further, just knowing the concerns in the pen right now?
Yeah, and we have at times, and Sisk has been so good, and coming in that situation against a lefty, fully trust him in that moment there and going forward too.
After you guys had a little stretch of not scoring and then to kind of struggle against Libertor the first 2 times through, to adjust the way you did the 3rd time, is that a pretty good indication of at least the offense pointed the right direction?
Yeah, I thought that offensively we stayed with it, continued to get after it, especially against Libertor. It's a frustrating thing when you come out on the wrong end and you look back at moments that you wish you had scored more.
With the bullpen, I know you preach patience, Ben's preach patience, but at what point do you guys have to consider that maybe the solutions are external and with guys not currently in this room?
Yeah, and it's something that we continue to talk about, continue to beat up, and like we've talked about too, is there's opportunity. There's going to be opportunity for guys they're currently on the team, externally as well, and just looking for guys to step up and claim that opportunity.
Tony, in the 9th inning there with the bases loaded, was there any consideration maybe batting Spencer for Marcell in that situation?
Yeah, we had talked about it and had Spence for Garcia there, and probably the worst thing that could happen is a double play. It happened, but Ozo's a professional hitter, and he's had some good at bats. Recently, I know the recent stretch hasn't been as good, but we need to get him going.
What do you take away from your kind of first look at Joe Stenson tonight?
Oh, I thought, first game coming up, looked like, I think maybe he wasn't on time completely, being the first game up in the big league since last year, and he can just get him better on time.
4 losses in a row. What needs to happen to flush this one?
Yeah, we need to keep going, keep grinding it out, and find a way to do it tomorrow.
So, it's one thing to be positive, and it's one thing to always look at the glass half full. And I understand the days of flipping the food spreads in your underwear over are a thing of the past. But at some point, the Chamber of Commerce stuff, it's just got to subside here. You can call out bad baseball. You could call out poor execution. I'm not sure if he did there. You could jam a thumb in your chest. But I just hear a lot of gee golly, ah shuck stuff. And listen, if Pirates fans are fed up with it, I mean, it took the tone and the tenor of year one of a rebuild here, not of we plan to make the playoffs, full stop. I mean, there seems to be a disconnect between the president and the manager at this point. Where is the urgency? I understand what 162 means. I've done a lot of 162s, okay? And I understand this isn't a Steelers Sunday at all. But where is the urgency? Other organizations, I don't think, sound like this after postgame shows, during postgame press conferences. There's not endless runway. The runway is over. They're out of runway. This is year 7. I understand it might be year 1 for Don Kelly, and that's kind of a weird situation to be in, right? You're the somewhat interim guy when you take over midway through last year. But usually a new manager is coming into a situation with an expectation, with expectations here in Pittsburgh, not all that high. You're on the ground floor of something more often than not. Not, hey, you've got to take this thing immediately, hit the ground running. The fans' patience are exhausted. Like, get this done. We're going to stay the course with Marcell Ozuna. Bullpen, you know what? Something that reflects the fan base, time and place, tone and tenor. Connect with us. Feel what we're feeling. It would make us feel better, at the very least. All right. Anyway, I didn't obviously care for that post-game press conference, the explanation whatsoever. Chuck in Uniontown, let's roll through these quickly if we could, because we have jam-packed lines from here until 4 a.m., I'm sure. So, Chuck, I'll let you get rolling quickly for us.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Yeah, I said to Tony on the afternoon show, I said, 1965, there was a song, The Eve of Destruction, by Barry McGuire. I think we are on that, and if this team falls behind below 500, they'll never see it again this year. Tonight there were 3 instances. One thing that was wrong, Dan, when we tie it or take the lead, like in the 5th inning, we took the lead 4-3. There were runners on second and third base. We didn't get them in. Don't you think the Cardinals feel worse about if they're trailing 6-3 than 4-3? There's a psychological difference. In 9th, when we tied the game, why didn't we see about going ahead? And we lost the game in the 10th because we didn't move the runner. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck. I mean, just situationally, it was terrible. And I'm focusing on the removal of Keller. That's tough on so many fronts. Chandler out in Phoenix, listening on the free Odyssey app, I presume. You're up.
Yep, listening on Odyssey. I was going to originally call in about the pitching. I agree with you on all the bad decisions on taking out Keller and putting in Sisk, and I think taking out Soto was a mistake because you put in Montgomery, but then you still have to pitch again in the 11th with somebody. I don't trust anybody else. But looking at the box score, the problem, well, another problem was the hitting. The Cardinals hit 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Pirates hit 3 for 17. We left 11 on base. They left 3. Just not good enough. And, the two of the mainstays that should be hitting and didn't get hits tonight are the ones that you could guess. We're paying one of them $12 million, and then the other one is only on the team because he catches the best pitcher in baseball. Things have to change. And I don't understand some of the decisions with taking out Triolo when he probably had his best hitting game of the year. He was clearly healthy enough to go out and play defense. Why don't you play him again in the extra innings to move the base runner? And you decide to put in a guy that's it's his first at bat in Mangum. It's his first at bat since being on the injured list. Definitely not a situation you want to put him in, I think.
So thanks for the call. I would have actually brought Mangum in earlier to play defense because he can run a little bit. Well, Triolo runs well too, but Mangum can cover some ground. Triolo is an infielder. He's not an outfielder. I would have had him in the inning prior, but then he brings in Mangum anyway. But the whole sequence made so little sense. We're just differing on that semantics, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, this was a poorly managed game, and there's really no other way to discuss or frame it up any differently. Johnny in the South Side, after this 9-6 extra inning loss to the Cardinals, Pirates have dropped 4 straight, now 0-5 against St. Louis this year. What do you say, Johnny?
Dan, it's nice to have you finally come around. I have been calling in for the past 4 years complaining about this stuff, this death by analytics. You guys all laughed at me. I'm so happy to hear you finally hit a boiling point, but I was where you were at literally 3 to 4 years ago. This is so ridiculous. Matchups. What is the point of having a manager? Are you even watching the game, or do you just listen to a computer? Oh, matchup. Okay, lefty. Take him out. Brandon Lau. Oh, he hit 3 for 3. Home run against the left. Nope. Computer says to take him out. Take him out. Oh, Mitch Keller. Oh, he's a starter. He's under 70. Take him out. Why do we have a manager? This is worse than taking Brandon Lau out on that bases loaded. This is so ridiculous, man. This is he is Derek Shelton 2.0. All he does is listen to his computer. Why do we have a manager? They do nothing. All they do is listen to their computer. This is a game that we should have won, a very important game. And guess what? We blew it again. Why? Because Don Kelly has to listen to his computer. It's so frustrating, man. Matchups. Are you watching the game? Are you watching the game, or are you watching a computer? What are you doing, dude? This is thank you. You said it. This is not Jim Leland. This is not Jim Leland. Jim Leland watches the game. This guy watches a computer. This is an outrage, and this is Derek Shelton again. All he does is watch a computer. This is disgusting. This is disgraceful. I don't know what else to do, man. But I'm glad that you're finally coming around to it, man. Thank you for coming around. I've been like this for the past 4 years. This death by analytics, it's got to stop. It's ruining baseball. Get these computers out of baseball. The game has been around for 140 years. We know how to play it, okay? You're not reinventing the wheel. Get it out. It is ruining the game. You don't take Mitch Keller out. He wasn't getting rocked. He got an out. It was a pop-up fly or pop-up foul. Why would you take him out? What are you doing? My daughter could have left him in, and she's 6 years old. This is ridiculous, man. Thank you for having
Johnny,
me on.
I think what it is. So here's I'm going to take just a little devil's advocate position here. If this was Bubba Chandler, if this was maybe Jared Jones, I don't know about Ashcraft, but maybe somebody that's unproven, doesn't have a ton of time in battle, right? I may lean like Don Kelly's way. Okay, you got to match up in this particular scenario, or especially if you have a bona fide left-hander, something that is Keller's equal. Somebody that is just absolutely nails, lights out. Do we say that Sisk is that? He's been very good lately, yes, objectively. Data says that. And
data.
But it's data is data, right? I you know where I stand on the move itself, but I also don't bury my head in the sand, right? There's evidence. There's black and white. There's the subjective, and then there's the objective. And kind of blending the two is obviously a really good spot. So I would maybe entertain the Sisk move if it were somebody unproven or that hasn't been in the throes. But I trust Mitch Keller. If you can't trust Mitch Keller, who can you trust on this staff? Again, a Chandler, a Jones, a Majinski, right? Like Majinski, we know the deal. Second, third time through. And even the numbers will say, and I read them early, third time through, that they're hitting well over 300 against Mitch Keller. But based on what you just said, I mean, that sixth inning was going swimmingly. And what we saw last start, that things can turn on a dime for Keller. What's that?
Last at bat. Look at the last. If he
sure,
got good
I'm
bat,
with you there. Like I said, I agree with you. That inning was, I think, the inning where because let's go back to last start against the Rockies. He's thrown 4 perfect innings, then he gives up 5 straight hits. So things can go quickly, right? The dam can break on Keller. We've seen that before. It's kind of a weird thing with him, but that was not this. And thanks for the call, John. That was not this tonight. So yeah, I mean, I'm in alignment with you. And maybe I'll even defer to Don Kelly. Maybe I'll even defer to the line of thinking, okay, match up against the left-hander, you got what you can. Burleson has burnt you 3 different times. He's hit home runs, right? I can get on board with that if it is an unproven guy that's not a 7-8 year veteran with a track record. That's why they get rope. They've earned it over time. Anthony in Sewickley wants to talk Don Kelly. Go figure. 9-6 extra inning loss to the Cardinals. What do you say?
Here's what I got, man. He's guessing. He doesn't know what's going on anymore, so he hides behind the analytics, just like you said. And here's how this, like you said, there is a fine line.
Can I jump in there real quick? Because I don't think that he's guessing. Honestly, I think this is a good baseball guy that I think is under pressure.
Well, here's what I mean by guessing. Let me clarify. Guessing as in, like you just mentioned, you have Skeens on the mound, you have Keller on the mound. This is how this mound visit goes. You walk out there, you look him in the eyes and say, what do you got? Can you get one more for me? And if you do that and you have that trust with your players, they'll tell you the truth. You don't just walk out there and be like, hey, man, I know you just got 2 easy outs. On Sunday, yeah, sure. Skeens got touched up. Harper hits a home run. Bohm ropes a single. Cool. Yeah, he has to come out. He's getting hit hard. There was no indication in 83 pitches to take Mitch Keller out of that game whatsoever. If you want to go out and talk to him about the matchup and say, hey, this guy has success against you, how do you feel about the matchup? You trust your veteran. That's your veteran. That's your highest paid player on your team. You don't just say, hey, we're going to bring in this rookie because he's a lefty and it's a better matchup.
100%. 100%. I agree. I mean, it's really disrespectful to the player. And I think and then for that to happen, I mean, that was his win. It was right there. His win was literally thrown away, was taken out of his hand by his own manager. And that is tough. It's one thing to do it with a rookie, right? But it's another thing to do it. I mean, Mitch Keller's been through 3 managers here, okay? So, like, he was here before you, and he might be here after you for all we know.
And like you said, this is how you lose a room. These guys are going to, you're never going to get a straight answer out of these guys now if they think every time that they get to a certain point in the game, they're coming out. You're never going to get that trust. Like here's the thing, Anthony. If we could really give Don Kelly truth serum, because of his upbringing, because of kind of who he is, where he's been, I know that this guy's smarter than this. I think that there's like every other manager, they have been emasculated to a certain degree, and that includes Terry Francona in Cincinnati.
I want you to, can we do a quick pop quiz here, Anthony? And I'm just going to prove a point. I don't mean to make you look bad, but if I do, it's going to prove a larger point. Name the manager of the Washington Nationals.
Can't.
Yeah. Give me the name of the manager of the Kansas City Royals.
Also cannot.
All right. How about the Red Sox now? Got anything for the Houston Astros?
No, and that's right.
How about the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? Texas Rangers?
No.
Okay. There's like 2 legacy legendary managers. There are no forces on the bench anymore.
No, you're correct.
It is comply or get blown out. The Marlins are calling pitches. Did you know that? The catchers have been completely neutered in Miami.
I did see that.
That is that not just does that not make you want to puke?
That's just it blows my mind that how you take the feel out of the game. You get these guys because they're a talent. What happens? Say this team turns around, you make a playoff game. You're going to take Skeens out because of a matchup at 85 pitches in the 6th inning in a 1-run game?
I mean, probably in this day and age. I mean, their audacity and their arrogance knows no bounds. And I'm saying I'm just talking those that have infiltrated the game. It's an entity. It is a bureaucracy. Everything is a collective decision. It is a corporation. Like these are not arm the manager with the tools and let the manager manage. No, it's an entity. It's an LLC that makes these decisions collectively. And
what happened to going down with your best? Like I can take that loss tonight.
That's a fool's errand. That's dumb. There's some condescending Ivy Leaguer that will wag their fingers. And the issue is they used to be dismissed from the dugout when they got too big for the britches, when they stepped out of their lane. But now they have all the juice in the world. It is literally get on board and comply. And here's what we're going to do. And here's the binder. Here's the matchups. And not only are you having to justify every move and every decision that you make throughout the day, the micromanagement is insane, and it is so silly. It's probably like a number of other workplaces.
Right.
It's very applicable in the game of baseball.
Because you can almost see it coming.
Of course you can. Of course, like in many other elements and walks of life. I mean, the one thing that we had, they're doing the same thing to it. They're polluting it with a lot of differing opinions and a lot of politics and a lot of toxicity that's just filtering into these decisions. It used to be a clubhouse, a locker room, a coaching staff, and then people would get chased out of there. No, I mean, the power of the manager, I think, has been reduced significantly, and Pittsburgh is no exception. Appreciate the call, Anthony. Jeff in North Hills after this 9-6 extra inning loss. Go ahead.
Hi, Dan. Good post-game frustration. When you were talking earlier, it reminded me of the movie Hoosiers. Remember at the end of Hoosiers when Gene Hackman, the coach, says, we're going to use Jimmy Chitwood as a decoy? And the whole team's looking at him like, what do you mean? And Jimmy goes, I'll hit the shot. And he goes, okay. And that reminded me of tonight when Keller's like, I'll get this guy.
I mean, that movie was a long time ago, and that movie was based in a long time. And I understand what you're saying. And, the Hollywood type of stuff just doesn't exist anymore.
Right, but I'm just saying is you lose the team all knew. The team knows, and you're talking about losing the team.
Yeah, 100%.
The team knows. Yeah. And the sad part is, if you took these old-time managers, they couldn't manage that, could they? Could Billy Martin and
Well, they
Earl
don't.
Weaver
They've all been forced out. They've all been forced out.
Right. One other thing I want to say is Francona was with Cherington in Boston, and they didn't get along because Cherington was analytics, and Francona didn't like that.
Well, I mean, I think Terry is adapted. I mean, he went to Cleveland. They're as analytically inclined as any, and I think Cincinnati, in many respects, does a pretty good job. And he has fallen in line. So He's kind of the last one standing from the old guard. Maybe Pat Murphy as well. And Milwaukee does it a little differently from everything that I'm able to ascertain. They don't let it run their lives. Thanks for the call. Craig is in Irwin and on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Thanks, Dan. I just want to say you're doing an awesome job on this show. Listen to you a lot. I've come to the conclusion that we are pretenders and not contenders. Time for Ben to do something. I'm just going to make a few more comments. I'll try to make it real brief. With Marcell Ozuna, he's just not our answer at DH, and I think people have said this ad nauseum. He does not hit for average. He has no speed. Obviously, is not hitting enough for power as well, and it just seems like he's an automatic double play candidate. I think back to when Yasmani Grandal was Skeen's designated catcher, and then we went to Henry Davis. So, in my opinion, I think we would survive quite well if Henry is no longer either up, designated, if either he was given less playing time, sent down to Indy, or traded. I just want to say thanks for listening, Dan, and I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, of course, you too. I don't give Davis a pass. The at-bats putrid, especially there in the third inning. Popping up in the sixth inning as well. I mean, it was just all. It's tough to watch. The back pick at third base, pretty cool. Key situation. Otherwise, does a really good job with his staff. There's defensive value there that I don't think a lot of people give credit for. Endy Rodriguez, I think, can be pretty good defensively. Davis, from a valuation standpoint, is basically a replacement-level player, and considering how dreadful he is offensively, that means that the defense has to be astronomical to kind of keep him treading water, nose just above it. And to me, that's and I know other people differ here, that's 80% of the job for me. And in this day and age, handling pitching staffs, trying to navigate lineups multiple times, the job description has shifted. It's always been handle your staff first, but it has really, really gravitated towards that in modern baseball, and I think he does an exceptional job at that part of it. He is of two extremes on each side of the ball, and listen, you don't want an albatross in the 9 spot of the batting order, but kind of go back to the Austin Hedges debate that we had 2-3 years ago. Davis has a ton of defensive value, and I would catch him 2 days out of 5. I'd catch Endy 3 days out of 5. I would like to see Endy Rodriguez there tomorrow. Let's go to Mike in Newcastle.
I agree with you on that, Dan. I think Henry can be a backup catcher, and he's good enough defensively. He can always do that. And going back to what you were saying about a manager, look at the longest tenured manager in baseball currently, Kevin Cash. He had the most famous analytic pool job when he took Blake Snell out of the World Series. That just happens in baseball. And the sad part of it is, the Moneyball theory, it didn't help the A's win nothing. It got him a ticket to Vegas. I don't understand this devotion to it.
Devotion to what?
This devotion to analytics, because it worked a little bit when first caught on, but everyone's doing it.
Well, the reason why is because it's data, and we can hide behind data, even when we're wrong. Use the data, follow the data, don't independently think, and if something goes wrong, you can justify why it did. You can explain it away. It's job security. That's what it is. It's a justification of one's existence. It's ducking accountability. Like I said, it's a cloak of armor that you can shield yourself with, and it's perfect.
Is that why that Paul DePodesta keeps on getting jobs, and despite the fact he didn't help any organization get better as he moved on? He wrecked the Dodgers, he wrecked the Cleveland Browns, and now I don't even think he's going to help the Rockies. He's like the architect of Moneyball.
I mean, it's
and data and all that.
You can skew it in a number of different ways, and you could spin it, especially to decision makers or your bosses that don't have an idea about it. You can present it a certain way. You can be a spin doctor with it. And I think a lot of people in this game have been. Now, listen, it's pretty helpful stuff. And when utilized, it has its role. I'm not like some dinosaur here that hates it. I hate that it is essentially a sole driver and how much space on the hard drive it takes up. So that's the part that bothers me. It bothers me that, again, it's used as a cloak of armor. We don't want to make ourselves at all vulnerable in decision-making. We don't want to take risks. We don't want to go against it at any point. Data doesn't have a heartbeat. Data isn't in between the lines. And that's where the games are played, especially baseball, where the craziest outlier oddities occur on the norm. And I'm sure that there's some data that will quantify as much. I just, data was there to protect yourself in a 50-50 call tonight in taking Mitch Keller out of the game. And in that 50-50 call, you leaned towards the data, you ran towards the data, you went to the coat rack and you got the armor, you put it on. And if
whatever happened to walking a guy if you don't like the matchup?
You're going to put the go-ahead run on it. Yeah, but you're going to put the go-ahead run on at that point, and that's silly. You're not putting the go-ahead run on.
I like matchups, but I'll gladly play the matchup better. If that, I don't think you should do that. I think you should let your thoroughbred pitcher take him on. And that's what I hate about this whole data thing. You created a thoroughbred pitching staff and you don't use starting pitching staff and you're not using it effectively. Why do you even have it?
Yeah, I don't know. To get through the lineup maybe twice and then the third time through, it's like the boogeyman. It's radioactive. Well, the data says so. Thanks, Mike. All right, coming back, you'll hear from Mitch Keller on our Og Murphy and Perkoski postgame show. Pirates fall in 10. 9-6 to the St. Louis Cardinals. Fourth consecutive loss sends the Bucks to 500. We're back after this.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station, live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery. Staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Take a break and come out with us tonight. Not tonight, man. Come on. You deserve a night out. You're going to miss out.
Miss out on what?
While you stayed home, they won big. They celebrated. They got the suite, stayed up all night, and made memories. And you weren't there. Some nights are too good to sit out. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
Between hybrid work schedules and getting pretty much anything delivered to your doorstep, it feels like there's no reason to leave the house anymore. But some of the best deals are still in store for you. Literally. At Omaha Steaks, they're known for quality meat delivery, but they also have stores right in your neighborhood. At the Streets of Cranberry in Cranberry Township and Settlers Ridge in Robinson, now is the time to stop by and pick up their Burger Perfection Stack. This bundle includes premium 6-ounce patties made from 100% aged, single-cut steak, filet mignon, ribeye, and more. Plus, come in today and get 8 free smash burgers with the stack. While you're there, also ask about the manager special, 4 USDA certified tender top sirloin fillets for $29.99. These beauties are aged for over 35 days and are just as tender as a grocery store filet mignon. Grab dinner from your local Omaha steak store in Cranberry Township or Robinson tonight.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-535-1301. 800-535-1301. 800-535-1301.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Now, back to the Og Murphy and Perkowski Reaction Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Here's Brian Reynolds. Swing, fly ball, deep left of center. Scott racing back on this one, and it'll hit the foot of the wall. Backed up by the left fielder, Church. Triolo already in. Gonzalez will come in to score. It's a 2-run double for Brian Reynolds, and he ties the game 3-3 in the fifth.
Pirates would take the lead. O'Neill Cruz, an RBI single. What you heard there was our play of the game, brought to you by Sir Grout, local tile grout as stone restoration specialists. Dan Zhang really back here on our Og Murphy and Perkowski post-game show. Pirates would go on to lose 9-6 after the Pirates took a 4-3 lead. In the fifth inning, we go to the sixth inning. Mitch Keller pulled after 83 pitches, and Evan Sisk comes in, and, well, here's the Pellman Electric player of the game, and that is Nolan Gorman.
Swung on, hit high and deep out to right center field, and Nolan Gorman has given the Cardinals the lead. That's the first ever extra base hit. Evan Sisk is allowed to a left-handed batter in his entire career. And the lead is gone. It's 5-4 St. Louis.
The Pirates would come back, tied the game after St. Louis added an NJM Insurance run. NJM Insurance, no jingles, mascots, just great insurance. Pirates would then played a couple of runs in the 9th inning, sending us to extras. Bucks couldn't do anything in the 10th inning, and then a 3-run home run hit by Ivan Herrera, and it's a 9-6 victory. New first-place team in the National League Central Division, that's the Milwaukee Brewers, who beat the Chicago Cubs tonight. So the standings has Milwaukee atop the division, St. Louis and Chicago, who is now like Pittsburgh, dropped 4 in a row. They're a half game out of the race. Cincinnati leapfrogging over Pittsburgh as they won tonight, and Pittsburgh now in the basement of the National League Central Division at 24-24. So there you have it. Mitch Keller had a win taken out of his hand when Don Kelly took the baseball from him, and here's what he said postgame.
Mitch, what did you make about this one overall? I'm sure maybe wanted to stay in there as well in the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it went pretty well overall. Weatherhole hit it nice. Hats off to him. Put a really good swing on it, 2-run homer. Yeah, and then the other run, I saw on a double play, just trying to minimize there. Yeah, I thought it went actually pretty well. Yeah.
The Weatherhole pitch, that was what you were trying to do, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much executed.
Yeah, change up down on the way. Yeah, he just made a really good swing on it. I was just kind of in shock, honestly. I didn't sound like off the bat. Usually you can tell right away. But yeah, I mean, maybe I didn't hear it, but I thought it was going to be a fly ball, and then I just kept carrying.
What led to it to feel good about it tonight, Mitch? Feel on all your pitches? I think you threw everything pretty.
Yeah, pretty good feel for everything. Probably didn't get ahead of hitters as well as I'd like to, but I thought we made pitches when we had to. Yeah, Henry back there was great, and defense was playing great. Turned a double play there, which was huge to minimize that damage in the 4th inning, I think it was. But yeah.
As somebody who's seen him plenty, what kind of challenge is Nolan Gorman as a hitter, and what do you all have to do to kind of neutralize that in the series?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great hitter. He's a left-handed hitter, especially against a right-handed arm. You just got to mix it, and just stay aggressive with him. I mean, you can't fall behind, or he's gonna do damage against you.
Okay, no question about. Hey, how did you feel about being taken out of the game? That's wild. So, okay, elephant in the room. We'll just sit there. So tomorrow it is a second game of a series, and it'll be Carmen Mlodzinski against Michael McGreevy. Airtime is 6:50. First pitch is 7:45. As the Bucks try to even up this series and win their first game of the season against St. Louis, who's now 5-0 against Pittsburgh. The Bucks are 9-8 against Central Division opponents, and the Cardinals are now 6-1 against the division. So join us for the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show, our look ahead, courtesy of Pella Windows and Doors. Special thanks to Matt Capps, who joined us, seemingly a long time ago, and to Joel Nelson for being on the front lines of the battlefield tonight of the Og Murphy and Perkowski post-game show. Dan Zang, really thanking you for staying up late with us. Frustrating one. Just bad stretch of baseball that the Pirates are on. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And there's a fork in the road, and they're going to take it. Which way? That remains to be seen, and that's why we watch and discuss here on your flagship home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. Good night. This is Sports Radio 93.